Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to the brilliant juries, teachers, my fellow friends, and everyone who is watching this video. I am Daniela Rina binti Muhammad Adrim. I studied at SK Temenggong Abdul Rahman Sekamat Johor, GPA 7001. I am 12 years old. At school, I'm a school librarian and a crew of our school TVSS YouTube channel called StarsMed TV. Reading is one of my favorite things to do whenever I have a free time. Today, I will review my favorite book of all time, which is a fairy tale story entitled Alice in Wonderland. This book is originally written by Lewis Carroll, but it's taught by John Collins and illustrated by Debbie Boone Jenkins. It was published by Ladybirds Book Ltd. in 1917. The original version of Alice in Wonderland was published in November 1865, which was 157 years ago. This book has 16 chapters with 51 pages. This made me very excited when the first time I found this book in our school's library. I am a fan of fairy tale story, plus I already watched the real-life cartoon version of Alice in Wonderland. This made me very happy to read this book. As soon as possible, I borrowed it. The book has a lot of cartoon with dramatic effects of the drawings. Now, I will talk about what happened in this book. In a park of England, a young girl named Alice was sitting by her sister on a grassy bank. Alice was feeling so sleepy, wondering what to do. Suddenly, a white rabbit with pink eyes ran close by her, who panicked of being late and took out a watch out of his waist pocket. Alice never seen that kind of rabbit in her entire life before. She got curious and followed the rabbit into a barrel and plummeted down a rabbit hole. Upon landing in a place called Wonderland, she found a tiny door that were only 15 inches high. She then took a tiny gold key and it fitted very well, but she was too big to go to that door. And then she found a bottle labeled with "Drink milk" with large letter. She shrank to only 10 inches, but poor her, she had left the tiny gold key on top of the table. She then ate a cookie that causes her to grow excessively. She began to cry and flooded the room with her tears. By the time she shrank again, she ran off to the door, but it was shut and the golden key back on the table. Her foot slipped and was up to her chin in a pool of tears. She ran through grass and flowers until she found a mushroom as big as she was. On top of it sat a large blue caterpillar, with its arm folded and smoking a hookah. The caterpillar helped Alice to get back to her size again. After a sudden scene of a house with an extraordinary noise going on inside, Alice was surprised to see the cat sat and grinned at her on a tree's branch. The cat showed her a way where Hatter lived using its paw. When she arrived, she found Hatter, the Dormouse, and the March Hare having a tea party, but the upset and nonsense story from them made Alice walk away angrily. Alice is upset that the story did not make any sense. Alice then met the King and Queen of Hearts and introduced herself, but the Queen ordered the knaves to off with the gardener's head. But Alice backed them up and said they should not be beheaded. Then she was told to play croquet with the Queen. The balls were curled up hedgehog and the mallets were flamingos. By the time she was about to hit a ball, her hedgehog uncurled and crawled away. The king invented a new rule because Alice was more than a mile high who had to leave the Wonderland. Alice was very annoyed about what happened in the Wonderland. She talked back to the king, and all of a sudden, she found herself lying on the grassy bank on her sister's lap. Her sister had woken her up from her very adventurous dream of Wonderland. This is the end of the story. The moral that I can learn from the story is that we should not easily give up, even though there's a lot of difficulties we have to go through. Give up is not a choice. That's all for today. Thank you for spending your time with me. Hope we meet again in the future. Bye!